Still rehabbing to this day, but the pandemic let me heal my body. Well, retiring in general let me heal my body. Um, when I was able to drop back my weight again and get back in the gym, I started feeling really good, and I was like, "Hey, maybe we can test this out." So I got checked out. Doctor said I had healed. So, hey,
Let's go.
why not? Let's let's go. People are like, "Aren't you worried you're gonna get hurt again?" I'm like, "No, this is what I was meant to do, man. This is all I've ever wanted. This is my entire life. Listen to me rant about wrestling psychology at 10 o'clock p.m. on a Thursday night, you know?
You're right.
And like, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my shit. So as soon as I was ready to get back in the ring,
yeah.
let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Um. Wow. It's just. I'm just like. I don't even know where to go next because I could talk. I want to talk like storytelling and psychology and geeky, nerdy. I literally want to talk like just comics, like Marvel shit. Because
yeah, well,
you know, are you a Marvel DC guy?
You can kind of see on the side here, like you can see some graphic novel action going on right there. Am I Marvel DC guy? I don't have a particular allegiance to either company.
Well, that's
to be honest
good.
With
that's
you.
good. Yeah.
I'm a Lethal Comics guy because they might hire me. So that's my thing. Yeah. No, I'm not a guy who has leeches to either like DC or Marvel. Like I like certain characters, but certain stories in general. But I like all stories, so like it's hard for me to choose. You know, I'm not gonna. I like. No, I can't choose. Like I like everything.
Are you into the movie adaptations, the TV shows that are basically? Are you into the Disney Plus gimmick?
So, yes and no. Okay, here's the thing. Every single Disney Plus MCU movie follows the exact same formula, but it's a fucking good formula,
right?
And that's the problem.
Yeah,
like I don't want to like it, but it's the best formula there is. So it's the best story. So obviously I'm gonna fucking watch it,
right?
But I wish they did more. But also I know why they don't. Money wise, it doesn't sell,
right? Like, well, they said it.
I'm happy to see people getting work too, you know? So I'm not going to be like, fuck those movies. I'm never going to watch them. Like, no, I'm going to watch them all.
Well, they said it in the Hawkeye show. It might have been the first episode. It doesn't spoil much if no one's seen it, but Hawkeye runs into the other female in the show. I forget what her character's going to be. I forget what her name's going to be, but she's like, yeah, you're my favorite Avenger. You don't market yourself. You don't sell yourself. You're not. And that's pretty much like what you're saying.
He's like, I wish I did.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Hawkeye's like, I just want to be popular. You guys, I have a bow and arrow.
Oh, man. Your live Shakespeare. That was the best thing I heard from you today. Yeah. Preparing for you. Wrestling is live Shakespeare.
It's Shakespearean.
Shakespearean,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's four sides of open theater.
Right.
Yep. Like, they used to do like Shakespeare in the Park, right?
Yep.
Like
that's what I meant. Yeah.
So it's like a live action. Yeah. And it is one of the last bastions of real Shakespearean theater like that. Like, where do you see that anymore? You street performers, I suppose, but like, because of TV and social media and the internet and all that shit, like we don't have that anymore. But pro wrestling still has it. And it's a live action, like it's a living medium of storytelling. Like you watch a Marvel movie and you like, no, Captain America, don't go onto the thing there. You're gonna get blown up and put in the ice, and then the ice gimmick, you know, like he doesn't stop. He's not like, oh, thank you, audience member, I won't do that.
Thank you, guys, sitting in front row.
Yeah, thanks for your $20 or whatever the ticket was. But if you do that in wrestling, like people will do it.
It changes the show.
I have a very vivid memory of wrestling Evil Uno at Heavy Montreal one year, and somebody in the crowd kept chanting for a superplex. So we did a fucking superplex, and it was just like on the fly. You want to do superplex? Yep. All right, here we go. Boom. I think we did it through a table too. Like that wasn't supposed to happen, but people were chanting superplex.
It wasn't part of the script.
Nah, man, it was not scripted. And but like I never want to script too much on those festival shows either. I want to listen to the crowd and like feel them out. Because if you script everything too much, like A to Z, you know,
Yeah.
you don't really interact with the audience as much as you should. And I do like to interact with the audience quite a bit. That is one of like the fun parts about being Shayne Hawke,
Right.
is that people feel comfortable interacting with me, which is cool.
Well, you're an actor and you're flamboyant.
I am.
Yeah.
Is flamboyant the word?
That's
I suppose it is.
You use that word.
Yeah, I suppose it is. Yeah. Flamboyant. Yeah, it works. Yeah. It's the truth. And because I understand like that psychology gimmick and how people treat each other and stuff like that, you know, I'm able to make people feel comfortable pretty easily as well.
Yeah.
Which is helpful and helps me as a coach. I can comfort very well. And also that comes from like mental health and researching how to be just a healthier person.
I was going to just transition to the end of the show and let you put yourself over. You've mentioned mental health a couple times.
Yeah, man.
All right, how can I put this? All right, so I'll start from the beginning. So AEW put out a video on their YouTube recently. I think it was like 7 minutes long, and they had a bunch of stories that were shared by their wrestlers.
Okay.
Things they went through. Powerhouse Hobbs. Just go watch it. All the wrestling on YouTube. It's great stuff. In the month of December, I'm always extra down. I think it's like seasonal depression. And
yeah.
I'm down. I'm just down all the time.
Do you supplement vitamin D?
I do not.
You should.
I should.
So vitamin D is very helpful with seasonal depression.
Okay.
Vitamin D is given to us through the sun, and it's like one of the major vitamins, like A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
But our sun intake is lowered during winter, obviously, right? The sun's on the other side of the world, so we don't get as much sun. So personally, I take 2 vitamin D tablets a day. If you start supplementing vitamin D and zinc, I personally feel like you will feel a difference. I'm not a doctor in any way, shape, or form. It's just like, this is something that I do that helps me, that I've suggested to other people, that has helped them, that like has happened enough times that I feel confident saying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like vitamin D, like I got mine right here. I just take these like every day, and it makes such a huge difference for seasonal depression.
Yeah.
Huge difference. Like seriously, go to the store, go to the pharmacy tomorrow, get a bottle. They're like $10 maybe. Start popping them. They're just like little tiny vitamins. That's it. And it's like night and day. It's wild. It gives you like the little kick you need. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That vitamin D deficiency is really bad, and supplementing with it is just like giving your body what it needs to fight off those season feeling. You know? Yeah, a little bit. It doesn't get you high or anything. It just like subliminally makes things better.
Oh crap! What was I was gonna lead into something. I don't remember now. Shoot. Mental health. Blah, blah. Oh yeah. So we talked about you mentioned how vital the social game is, especially for wrestlers.
Yeah.
How important in today's day and age, where we all are, is wrestlers being in touch with their mental health and not being afraid to literally say, I'm not okay.
So if the issue is that you're afraid, like if you're afraid of looking weak, or like it's one of those, masculine fucking things where like, oh, men don't cry or whatever. It's weaker not to admit to mental health problems because you're worried about other people judging you. I'm very open about my mental health problems and who I am because I'm not worried about other people judging me. If you like me, that's great. If you don't, we don't have to communicate. It's not the end of the world. I like me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's so important now with wrestlers and mental health, and having been in wrestling for as long as I have, and having lost friends and tag team partners to things like suicide and depression and addiction and alcoholism and all of these mental issues that need to be taken more seriously. And I feel like these days we are taking it a lot more seriously, which is pretty cool. But I say always, like I say this to my students, is that the brain is a muscle. Your whole body is your tool as a professional wrestler. You're gonna go in the gym and you're gonna pump out tons of reps so that you can get big and strong, right? Why would you not train up here as well?
Right.
It makes no sense to like leave one of them out. That's like not doing your calves.
Yeah.
It's worse than skipping leg day. You got to train this too, and that means mental toughness. Wrestling is a tough sport, man. It's a tough life to be a professional wrestler. It's thankless as fuck, and you're always beat up. You're always sore. You're always tired. Everybody's looking for the same spot. It's hard. It's a hard life. You need to have a certain amount of testicular fortitude.
Yeah.
How about that? Because it's wrestling, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But you need to take care of the same way like we need to stretch our muscles after working out, and the same way that we need to eat well, diets that we can optimize our cardiovascular conditioning. You need to be taking care of your mental health as well.
Yeah.
If you are anxious, you are not at your best. If you are sad, you are not at your best. And I don't mean just regular sadness, right? I'm talking about chronic depression here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if you're just like nervous about a new job that there's something wrong with you at all. I'm saying if it's stopping you from achieving your goals and focusing on your everyday lives, right? I'm talking about like real, like you feel something's not right.
Right.
If you're a pro wrestler, if you're anybody in the world, you should be taking care of your body, and your body and mind are both one and the same. So it makes no sense to neglect the mind because, oh, it's mental. Like what if you can't help it?
Yeah.
Like if your stomach had cancer, you're not going to yell at your stomach for having cancer. But when I develop depression, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm an idiot for having depression. I'm going to talk down to myself. No, it doesn't make sense. That's not logical. Your mental health is lying to you. Your mental illness, rather, is lying to you.
Yeah.
It makes you think that you shouldn't seek help because that's the illness. That's the problem. That's what's off.
Right.
So you need to treat it like any other illness or injury. You need to heal it. You got to see a professional. You got to work with a doctor if you can. And you got to maintain and do the things you have to do to make sure that you can live in a healthy and positive way. Now, if you have nothing to achieve and you don't want to necessarily do that, then that's who you are as a person and whatever. But I think that most people want to at least have a decent life.
Yeah.
And that starts with taking care of your body, and it starts with taking care of your mind. And I'd argue that when you start taking care of your body, the mind starts to follow, and vice versa. So if you're willing to, go see a specialist, reach out to people, it makes all the difference in the world. Get the right amount of sleep, eating properly as much as you can, limiting screen time, avoiding anxious behaviors, these kind of things. Like, it's important, especially if you want to be a professional athlete, like a wrestler, who your body is literally your tools. Like a mechanic has a wrench and you have your body. You got to take care of your mind too. You got to parent yourself. I say that all the time. You got to parent yourself no matter what. Like if you were your own parent, would you let yourself do what you're about to do?
Huh.
If the answer is no, you shouldn't do that thing.
Wow. That's fucking great stuff.
Thank you.
Yes, seriously. It's really good stuff. You did mention getting the right amount of sleep. So I will transition to the end of the show where we always give the mic to our guest. And there you go. You got one. A little blue Yeti. There you go.
Yep. Cheap.
Yeah. Hey.
Cheap plug. Yeah.
Cheap plug. Shout out to Blue Yeti. I have one up there. Let's go. I have a Blue Yeti up there for gaming, and I have two blue snowballs that I used to use all the time on the show.
Hell yeah.
So shout out to Blue Microphone. We're waiting for that. Anyways.
All right. So I get to put myself over now.
Yeah.
All right. Here come the plugs. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Superstar Hawke. Hawke has an E at the end. Please check out all things IWS. That's I as an International Wrestling Syndicate, IWS Hardcore, on all various forms of social media and on YouTube. We just put out this rad new mini movie. It's a professional wrestling mini movie that we shot at the dojo. It's an action, like a mini action movie, but with professional wrestling as the combat. I think it's pretty darn cool. Check out the IWS Training Center. Watch IWS Bloodstream on the Fight Network, Fridays at 8 o'clock. Please do that. And then shop IWSshop.com, I believe, for merch. I also have Pro Wrestling Tees store, Pro Wrestling Tees /Superstar Hawke. Other than that, man, like, send me a DM, say hi. I'm always interested in talking to new people because, like, eventually people get tired of listening to me. So I need new people to talk to all the time. Happy to talk about wrestling or comics or any of that shit. I'm a lonely old grandpa now at this point in my life. But as Superstar Hawke, IWS, I think I got them all.
I think so.
Yeah, good.
You hit
Did
'em
it.
all.
Nailed it. One take.
And
Mm.
good job out of you. And that video that you talked about, I was gonna show it. I was gonna show it tonight, but we got so involved in everything. So as soon as I let you go here, I will
Ah,
I will pull it up and maybe show it at the end of the stream here.
right on.
Because it's good shit. And
I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to make. I wrote the script and I co-produced it and did all the stunt coordination. And like, we're gonna do more. We got to do more. It's fun.
awesome. Well, I'll tell you what. Our we took our forbidden door off. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
For anything. And
Sweet.
you're a great human. And now I'm invested in your gimmick.
I appreciate that, and likewise, invested in yours.
Awesome.
All the best to you. Thank you for having me on.
Anytime. Have a great night. Talk
Cheers.
to you soon. Peace.